York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
Yep. What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from Nick of Time Show. Here to give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And we're here to talk Knicks. The Knicks unfortunately dropped to the Memphis Grizzlies 127 to 123. Jalen Brunson continues on his tear and gives you 30 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds. Julius Randle chips in with 14 points. RJ Barrett has a decent bounce back game with 22 points. The block nest monster Mitchell Robinson gives you 16 points, 5 blocks, 7 rebounds. And we had some nice contributions from Grimes and Cam, but all in all, we still lose. Gave up 15 offensive rebounds. Two of the Memphis Grizzlies could not overtake a 12-point deficit in the fourth quarter and still end up losing. And we are going to talk about it all. Before we talk about it, you already know what it is. I have to introduce you to my guys. First and foremost, it is my man from the YouTube channel, of course. I call him the Raw Metaphor. It is the Raw Hebrew Remnant. What's going on, Raw? It's been a minute.
How you doing? How you doing, JLs? What's up?
Man, it's been a minute. I've been on vacation and it's been on a West Coast trip, so I know our schedules hasn't been really linking, but good to see you again, Raw, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, same here, man. Good to see you, brother.
Of course, you already know this is the Latin assassin, Mr. ESPN contributor, Mr. Posting and Toasting contributor, Mr. Deadspin contributor, also one of the hosts of the KOT show, my man, Lee Escobedo. Nasty.
Appreciate it, man. Good here to be with you too. I think there was a silver lining to this loss, even though it was a brutal one. I'm excited to talk about it.
Are you excited to talk about it? You know what? Let's go with it then, Lee. What do you think the silver lining of this loss is? Because I can think of one off the top. I can think of a couple, actually. But what do you think is the silver lining of this loss?
For me, it left a couple things pretty clear. I think there's been some indecision on who should play more between iHeart and Sims, who should start between Cam and Grimes, and who we should be building around, whether that be Randall, RJ, or Brunson. And for me, those questions were solidified tonight, even though I kind of felt like they were answered a little bit earlier in the season. I think Sims should always eat away at iHeart's minutes. Absolutely. Because of his athleticism, his ability to truly guard 4 positions, 2 through 5. He's a very mobile, lateral big man who can actually get out to the perimeter and deflect 3-point shots. Mitch can do it only because of his length. Sims really has a footwork and the IQ to get out there and guard the perimeter and be able to switch when the ball starts moving. And as well, he's just as good of a finisher as Mitch under the post. I like Grimes as a starter above Reddish. I'm not sure how you guys feel. I heard a little bit of Raw hinting at it. But to me, I think he needs less dribbles than Reddish to be in the flow of the offense. He's a great catch and shoot player who brings great defense. I think we really need defense at the guard point of attack more so than on the wing or in the post. And Grimes really gives that to you. And him and Mitch really played a job great in that first half. I thought slowing him down. Grimes just has a little bit better, quicker footwork and doesn't need the ball in his hands over dribbling to be effective on offense. And to me, man, this team needs to be built around Jalen Brunson. Not Randall, not RJ. Jalen Brunson's the easiest player to build around. He's clutch. The guy that makes everyone around him better. And we should be looking at free agents, trades, and draft picks that maximize his abilities and clean up his deficiencies.
I agree with most of what you said, like 95%. 95% of what you said, I'm on board with. Or 98, pretty close. Bro, what did you think, man?
I definitely agree with Lee in terms of I would have liked to have seen more Jericho Sims tonight and less Hartenstein. Hartenstein seems to, I don't know, he says his Achilles is inflamed, whatever, but he seems to have problems guarding people that are athletic. And so anybody he guarded, he cannot, his mind, you can see his mind, his IQ knows what to do, but his body can't do it. And so that's a problem. And so that's this year's Tibbs problem we got to get over, because Jericho Sims should be playing all those minutes to me, and I want to see him. And I believe if we'd have saw more Jericho tonight, we might have been able to pull this one out, because there was some crucial times when Hartsey just couldn't guard people, and he couldn't recover, and all he could do is kind of jump into people, and it's just he just couldn't do it. So that's one. But I disagree about Cam. Cam to me is the better fit. That's why he finished the game, which he should have. This is no knock on Grimes. Like I said, I love Quentin Grimes. I think Quentin Grimes is a really important player for the Knicks going forward. But for the starting unit, I want Cam Reddish out there. His length, both him and Grimes did a good job on Ja Morant. Both of those guys did pretty good, as much as you can on Ja Morant. You're not going to stop him, but they did as much as you can do on a guy like that. But I like Cam's length. I like the way he can slash, and I feel like he's in the Obi camp in that if he continues to get starters minutes, his jump shot's going to continue to fall. And so I just think he's a better fit with the offense. I agree with what Lee said in that I don't know what moves to make. I'm getting impatient with how Randall allows people to be wide open.
Yeah.
Too often. There's just too often where he just doesn't know. It's almost like if Randall was in his second or third or fourth season, I would say, okay, he'll pick it up. But this is a guy in his 8th season, and he still leaves guys wide open. He still
don't even try.
It's almost like, well, I think it's almost like he doesn't know where to be on the defense. And I can't, it's hard to see that because he's a veteran. You should know where you're supposed to be. But he continues to leave guys wide open, and if they miss, it's because they just missed. He's giving them the shot a lot of times. So, and I'm not taking anything away from him. Like, he hustled today. I like the fact that he didn't, handle the ball as much. His turnovers, I don't think he had any turnovers. He maybe had one, but I like that, and he got some tough rebounds. But the defensive end of the floor is lacking. If you look at the stats for the Knicks, right? So look. They had 30 assists tonight. They only had 8 turnovers. Those are numbers that if you started the season and said, hey, the Knicks have a game against Memphis with 30 assists and only 8 turnovers, you got a good chance of winning that game. Okay? But what's the problem? They were giving up too many open threes. They were giving up too many offensive rebounds. And I felt like at times it only felt like Cam and Mitchell Robinson was playing serious defense to me. So I don't know. And a couple of times, like RJ kind of let his man go by, and then he puts Mitch in a bad position to stop RJ's guy. And so I just, I'm just saying, like, I agree in terms of, I don't know what changes they would make. I don't think they're going to trade Randall. I don't want to see them trade Cam Reddish or Quentin Grimes. So I don't think they would trade what they would do to improve the lineup. And this is the thing too. I love Jalen Brunson, but Jalen Brunson seems to think he's Ja Morant, and he's not. And this is the thing. I told you we don't have a big 3. Okay, so this is the thing. Everybody on earth knew with less than a minute left, when Memphis had the ball, who was going to shoot that basketball. Everybody knew that, right? So everybody knew that Ja was going to shoot the ball, and you still couldn't stop him. You know why? Because he's a superstar. That's what they do, okay? Everybody on earth knew that Brunson was going to shoot. He had 2 shots at it, and he blew both of them. Same thing Friday night. He could have scored there. But to me, he's on the floor with 4 other guys that could score. So there's no need for him to try to take those shots like that. I don't like that. I think he should have looked to pass more at the end, made some RJ, Brand, any of those guys could have got a better shot than what he did. So I don't like and then he missed those 2 chippies. He's just, I mean, like I said, I'm not saying he's a scrub. He's the guy we need. I agree with Lee. I want to build around him, but he is not Ja Morant. He's not that superstar dude. He's got to make
Raw unloaded the whole clip. I have like 600 things to respond to. I try to keep track. I'm pretty sure Lee's feeling the same way. He must respond to like 600 of those things you said. So I'm gonna try my best.
I agree with most of it. I agree with most of it.
I'm gonna start with, where do I even start? All right, because you covered a lot. I'm gonna start with Grimes and Cam. To me, when I looked at Grimes pick and roll defense with Ja Morant, with Grimes and Mitch in particular, I looked at the box score in the first half, and Ja Morant shot like 3 of 9 or something like that, or 4 of 9. And for me, when I'm looking at Quentin Grimes play defense in pick and roll, he contains him. He makes multiple efforts to go over multiple screens, and he seems to lose Ja less. Ja doesn't seem to blow by him a lot. To me, I feel like today, he's done a better job on. I'm sorry, this is my phone going off. I'm not sleeping. He's done a better job to me on Ja Morant than Cam did. I feel like when Ja started to go off, it's when Cam was on him and he was kind of blowing by him a little bit. And also Cam was more willing to switch and put Brunson on him. And I felt that was a little bit problematic in the fourth, and it contributed to why Ja Morant started to go off. Not to say that Cam isn't a good defender, because I think he is, but I think the matchups that favor Cam are the guys who are like a little bit slower and like the taller, like a little bit taller. But for like the quicker footed guys, I think Grimes might be best suited. Because even like if you compare Mitch's performance this game to the first time we played the Grizzlies, Mitch was in foul trouble, and I feel like a lot of that is because we didn't have a guy who can contain Ja Morant in that point of attack defense, and I think Grimes did a good job of that in that first half. So I don't really have a strong feeling either way on whether Grimes or Cam. I might have the slight edge towards Grimes, but is like very situational to me, because I love the way Cam's is scoring and getting to the bucket. But I also love the way Grimes breaks down plays off of Brunson and kind of gets the ball moving with the group. So they both kind of bring something a little bit different that the starter unit could use. I would say Grimes by like a little bit, but the right matchup to me in that the right matchup, I can easily switch up to Cam if I go, you know what? This is a longer guy. I can see, like, say like a Middleton or something. I can see going more Cam in a situation like that. I don't know. I'll give you guys time to respond.
Both of them did a good job. I didn't feel like it was necessarily. I'm not saying Grimes didn't do a great job. He did guarding. It appeared to me Morant was really not trying to force things in the first half. Mm-hmm. He was trying to get all of his teammates involved. And I thought that was brilliant. He's a superstar that's really understanding now. It took Kobe, it took guys like Ray Allen years to get what he got right now. In other words, he understands he can't carry the team, but he picks his spots.
Right.
And so I felt like, and I knew that the second half he was going to do that. He was going to come out starting to get more aggressive. So I don't think it would have mattered which one of those guys guarded him, because he was going to do. You can't stop a guy like that. You're not going to stop him. Nobody is. But all you could do is make it difficult. That one shot that he made where he did the 360 in the air, and still see, what are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about that? That's about as good. So that's what I mean. Everybody in the world shoot, and you still can't stop him. Or the only thing you could do is try to make somebody else shoot, And that's what I Jalen Brooks fouled out, because I was like, okay, we got rid of him, so now we can get the ball out of Cam's hands. Let's make somebody else beat us, because if you try to guard him, to me, trying to guard him 1-on-1, you're asking for an impossibility. In the NBA, guys are so good, you just can't do that.
Yeah, I got a few responses to y'all's great points. I agree with majority of what both of you said. I think that in this case, this game, that Cam Reddish, Quentin Grimes conversation situational. It really depends on the matchup. And in this matchup, with Ja being a quicker guard that's close to the basket, I think Grimes would have been the choice I would have finished the game with. I also mean Grimes is better in that starting unit because you got Randall, RJ, and Brunson. They're so ball dominant. They have a hard time playing off ball. You need someone to be the glue in that offensive set, to be able to rotate, to catch and shoot, to stay in the corner, do the little things. And Grimes, I think, is better suited for that than Cam is, who is a better offensive player when he has the ball in his hands and going downhill. I think Grimes is a better three-point shooter as well. Brunson's no way on the same level as John Morant, but I do think he's the best player on this team. I think he's the most clutch option we had in the last couple of seconds of the game. And there's no one else in this game that I would have trusted more than him overall and situational to tonight against the Grizzlies. I thought he was getting what he wanted. The shots that he came up with was short, but that's really on Tibbs. Man, Tibbs doesn't really have like end of game scenarios. We're not a team that has a lot of ball movement. We cut in more at night than I've seen almost all season. We actually did our guards a good job of cutting the basket, but that's an anomaly. Most of the time, it's just, hey, give the ball to our best player, whoever's hot, and just cook in ISO sets and situations. And that's what Brunson was left to. There wasn't really, on a systematic side, Thibodeau doing magic on the sidelines, come out with great plays for someone to get open. And even if they did, it's just going to be an RJ brick three or a Julius Randle brick three. So to me, Jalen Brunson, that was the best shot I think we had was him and ISO. It just didn't fall tonight. But the Grizzlies are a better team than us. I don't think there's any shame in us losing to them. And hey, it helps the tank. So, that's my silver line overall.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you, Lee. I mean, I know he's not no John Morant, but he's Jalen Brunson. Like that's
he definitely got the clutch gene. But to me, coming off the thigh contusion and everything, I think I just take a page. Look at what Ja did in the first half. He got everybody involved, and Brunson was being aggressive. Yeah. But you know what? You got to get everybody involved, man. The ball's got to move a little bit. And they started doing it in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, especially. And that's why I felt like they started really piling up assists. And they ran, the Knicks did something that teams usually do to them. They ran the same play like three times down the floor, where you had Cam, I think it was Cam and RJ on one side of the floor, and then Brunson on the other side. Brunson would dribble to their side of the floor. They would run to the opposite side and then try to leave Brunson to work with Randall or Mitchell Robinson at the high post. And I like they did that, and it worked. Like it was working 203 times. They got something out of it. So I like that they did that they kept attacking with that play. But like I said, to me, I still favor Cam. I'm looking longer term. I'm thinking, yeah, Grimes is really good. No doubt he could play. There's no knock on Grimes. He has the potential. He's not showing it yet, but he has the potential to be a tremendous spot up shooter. There's no doubt about that. And I think he will in time. But to me, the way that Cam at 6'8" can play the 2 or the 3, he can slash. And I disagree with Lee. He's very good off the ball. In fact, he got a couple of passes off the ball tonight, and he's very good at running off the ball. And so I like that. To me, it's just a matter if this cat starts dropping that 3 ball or starts dropping that jumper with any regularity, I think we got an all-star with him. That's why I'm really pushing for them to play him more. And that's why I don't think it's coincidental that Tibbs left him in there with the starting 4 and him at the end of the game.
Yeah, man. Oh, you go ahead, Lee.
In a perfect world, especially tonight with the way RJ Barrett's been playing, I would have set Barrett. I mean, if we had a modern coach with any sense of imagination, we would have seen already 2 or 3 games with Grimes and Cam Reddish.
That's right. I agree with that. That's right.
But that's not who we have. That's not who we have on the sidelines. We have, Tibbs, and Tibbs be Tibbin.
Tibbs be Tibbin. Yo, I said it on I tweeted that today in the fourth quarter because I felt like John Morant was getting by Cam pretty easily, but I also saw that Cam was hitting the 3, he was getting to the hole, he was causing problems. So at that point, you don't want to take Cam out. So in the fourth quarter, I felt like we should have put Cam on Brooks, put Grimes on Morant, and then see if we can contain that pick and roll like he was in that first half where we had so much success. Even though RJ actually had a pretty good game today. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he did, but you know what? You got to, if you're looking at the eye test, I agree with Lee, man. If you could play Brunson, Cam, and Grimes together,
what?
I think we did better tonight. I don't know. Especially in that fourth quarter. at the end of that game, if you'd have gave me those three guys, I felt a lot. I feel like I like our chances a lot better. I like our
Grimes
chances.
is a better finisher than RJ around the basket. Grimes is more of a 3D player. He has potential.
He is. He really is. He's a playmaker.
Secondary facilitator. Exactly. It's a secondary playmaker out there on the court. Man, he had some great passes under the basket tonight. He knows when to pass, when to cut, and when to shoot. He's a very high IQ player. I like him a lot.
Yeah. He was working with Penny Hardaway. You heard him talking about it today. He was working with Penny Hardaway. And it seemed like he rubbed off on him. And I want RJ to get that. It's not even a bash RJ day because he actually played good today. So
I'm not bashing him, but I'm just saying. To me, Cam is more talented. I'm just saying.
I agree.
I'm just saying Cam is more. I'm not saying RJ's a bad player. RJ's a really good player. But to me,
I'm with you, Rob. I agree.
I agree too.
RJ is now averaging 35 minutes a game. Cam is averaging 23. If you gave Cam Reddish 35 minutes a game for 20 games, I'm just saying.
100%.
Raw. I was saying that earlier, I think a week or two ago. I was saying if you gave Cam the same type of shots that RJ is getting within the offense, there's a chance that Cam could be averaging 20 on high percentage.
Yeah.
Because he's finishing at a higher rate. He's shooting the standstill threes at a higher rate. And that's what we're actually asking RJ to do.
Did you see that Euro step with the finger roll, the George Gervin finger roll? Oh, my God.
Pretty.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he got the hoop.
He got the Iceman. He got the Iceman finger roll down, boy.
Down pat.
Oh my God.
But man, you know what? You know what? Too, I want to bring this back to Jalen Brunson too, because I can see maybe he can pass the ball a little bit today because I do feel like he had Cam going and RJ is still a little shaky though.
I want to see this, but it's games like this you learn to put the ball in a guy like a young cat's hands and see what he could do. I mean, if he'd have missed the shot, we lost anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, I would have just liked to have seen Cam or RJ or, like I said, I don't want Julius hoisting a three at that position. But I'm saying, I think we could have got in the paint with RJ or Cam. You know, we could, especially when there was 13.9 seconds left. In that scenario, you could get one of those cats or Grimes, you could get them into the paint. And Julius, that's where his strength is. He could get an offensive rebound, right? But that's what I want him for. But everybody in the world knew that Brunson was going to try to shoot that shot. And I was like, dude, come on, man. I mean, the fadeaway left, I got you, but dude, come on. And that second one was a chippy. He should have made it.
It almost shot, I can't even be mad at it, Raw. I watched this team struggle so much on the offensive end, and like Brunson calls double teams, then they get the ball and they do nothing with it. I'm not even super mad at it, and it's funny because this is like the first year that Brunson is actually kind of running a team. So as a first year guy, where he's the man and he's performing at like a all-star level, whether he makes the all-star team or not, he's performing at an all-star level. Like, I could even kind of forgive some of those miscues. But most of the time, though, I don't mind him taking those shots because he scored 17 points in the fourth quarter.
Like the Knicks, I feel like the whole unit is going to get better. Yes, I completely agree. Brunson needs time. This is the first time he's running a team. You know, this is his team now. So he needs time to get used to driving that car. I get it. But I want him to also build up his teammates a little bit so that, it would have been good tonight if, let's say, everybody knew, like, oh, shoot, Cam could kill us. RJ might get us. We got to play them honest. Well, now with Brunson's footwork, I have no problem him going one-on-one with somebody. Right. But everybody, when they're shading him, knowing that he's going to shoot the ball, come on, man, you got to swing it a little bit. You got to get somebody else out there. Because I still say what you want. RJ was bully balling them tonight.
Today he
could have got to the best. You know, I don't know. In camp, I don't say, man. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is that it was spread. It's the Julius Randle problem. Like every day, they had three guys shading him, and he's still trying to shoot. He's gotta be able to get that ball.
Yeah,
I gotta give Jalen Brunson a lot of props because not only is his first year running a team, he came to a team that's like built the opposite of his strengths.
Yeah, that's
right. Still makes it work.
so much 3-point shooting with the Mavs.
That's right.
This
That's
team
right.
is they're literally building like project houses with as many bricks they have. It's atrocious, man. And not only that, but the defensive effort isn't there every game. They have a coach who depends solely on him to run the offense and really dictate the flow and get guys open and like draw plays on the court. That he's in the worst possible situation for a point guard to thrive, yet he's thriving. That's why I say build around this man. Get this man some shooters. Get him a center who can shoot. Get Randall, if it takes RJ, get these guys off a team and bring in guys that complement his skill set that are better than him too. So that he can be that second or third option in the NBA.
Who would you suggest, Lee? Like, name a guy that, let's say they were going to trade guy. Who would you trade and who would you shoot? No pun intended. Who would you target as a guy that would pair with Brunson and open up the floor for him?
There's 3. SGA, Anthony Edwards, and LaMelo Ball. Those are my 3 favorite guys that would be great in the backcourt with him because they complement his skill set and they allow him to sit without the offense and defense going stagnant.
I don't think SGA would be available, but I do think that there's a possibility, not next season, but the season after next. I'm looking at LaMelo Ball for 2024, and I don't know how much longer. Like, they went and got Gobert. Ant's got to sign his extension. That's always, to me, a hold your breath moment, because if he doesn't sign it or if he decides he wants to go somewhere else, I really like that, possibility as well. So, yeah, I agree with you on that.
You said SGA, LaMelo Ball, and who else?
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards? Yeah.
SGA's not going anywhere.
Yeah, of course. That's the NBA.
He's getting better every game. I love that squad. Solid coach, too. But Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball, that could be a situation where they're asking.
I can definitely see LaMelo Ball
into this season or next season.
Out of his element in this small town Charlotte, man. He needs to guard. So yeah,
yeah, I could definitely see that, and we'll be out of here, because to think, like, it's funny because I was looking at some cleaning stat numbers for Jalen Brunson. I haven't checked it in a while, but his at the rim stats have taken a dip. And it makes sense because we don't have the 5-out offense that other players have and that they had in Dallas. But that mid-range area, he's like, all right, cool. I don't have to go to the rim. I can just stop right here, head fake you to death, pivot, floater. And he's been killing it. And it's crazy to see how even he's starting to score over taller, longer guys. I feel like he was having problems at the beginning of the season, scoring over taller, longer guys. And as the season starts to progress, he's like, I can score over you too. Float, pivot. Float.
All right,
like,
so let me ask you this.
Master, man.
What do you think if Anthony Edwards decided he wants a sign and trade to New York? He'd have to make that decision because we're not there yet, but he could. Then what are you dealing now? So you if you're Minnesota, now think from Minnesota's perspective, what does Minnesota want?
They want picks because they gave all their picks up to Gobert.
They definitely want picks. But they're going to need salary match.
Right. I mean, you still have Evan Fournier here, who is a salary matcher.
No, he won't be here next summer, though. I'm talking about next year. He won't be here next summer.
Yeah, I mean, he should be good for salary matching, right? Because
if I'm Minnesota, I'm not giving you Ant for. I'm not taking Evan Fournier.
No, but what I'm saying is, how many years does Evan Fournier have on his contract? Is what I'm saying.
He got one more he has one more.
I'm saying, isn't it?
Or it's 2 more.
I mean, 2 more including this season. After this season, he's expired.
That's what I'm saying. It's a team option, right? So isn't that almost like an expiring? So isn't in that sense, wouldn't that be like valuable over after
nobody's going to give him $19 million for a 4th season. That's not going to happen. But I'm saying is, like, if I'm Minnesota, I want 4 unprotected number ones. I want I want RJ Barrett.
Yeah, give it to him. Quickly.
So that might get it done.
RJ, Quickly, Sims. They don't need any bids. They don't need like Mitch.
I'm keeping Sims. I would say Quickly and RJ and 4 number ones, and I think that would get it done because that's the salary. I would do that.
I would even go further. If they wanted Grimes, I would give him Grimes. They want Obi, I would give him Obi. Anthony Edwards is going in about 2 years is going to be a top 5 player in the NBA. In my opinion.
But you gotta use some leverage. He could also just give the qualifying offer and leave. So we gotta use our leverage. I'm not getting. See, I love the Don. He's just not gonna go in there and say whatever you want. Like no.
Well, he almost did. He almost did in that Spider trade. Those initial offers were.
So I ask you guys a question. What's the because before people weren't willing to give 4 number ones, but now you're saying give 4 number ones. Why 4 number ones?
Anthony Edwards. Oh yeah, Anthony Edwards. I would not for. I wouldn't do it from Spider. I do it for Anthony.
Exactly. Edwards. Mitchell's here. Anthony Edwards is here. Yeah, they're different tiers.
Yeah.
Just check.
I because Anthony Edwards to me is I mean Mitchell is really good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying Ant is like.
I'm with you.
He's on that John Morant tip.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's that dude. So I would do it for Ant.
I see the chat getting upset that we're giving up on RJ. I'm not giving
up. No. See,
I'm not giving up for any.
Why is so here, let's weigh this. You want RJ or you want Anthony Edwards? Talk to me. I'm just asking. If I'm not giving up on RJ, I'm getting a better player. So talk to me. Do you want Anthony Edwards or do you want RJ Barrett? Who do you want?
Not even close.
That's what I'm saying. So you're telling me, I mean, so to me, and that's why I'm saying I'm not going to clean my covers for this cat, but I will give them all of these picks and I will give them RJ. And like you said, I might throw in Quickley with that too. So if you're telling me I can get Anthony Edwards with that package, I'm not thinking twice about that. We're doing it.
And here's the thing. We still have Jalen Brunson here who's going to like it's a 1-2 punch at this point.
Exactly.
Because now you have Jalen Brunson on a cheap contract.
You're going to start either Cam or Grimes. Now with Anthony Edwards, oh my God. No.
So now you got shooter.
Finals.
I'm not even, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm talking about because at this point, how long they got to keep Gobert for? What is it, like 2 more seasons at his tremendous salary? I don't even know. But, they got to make that work. So you got Cat, you got Gobert, you got to make that work. So to me, if Ed is like, I'm out of here, I'm tired of cold Minnesota and losing and being out here with these Goobers, give me to New York. So, okay. So to me, I'm looking in 2 years. I'm not really looking right now, but 2 years from now, I'm looking at LaMelo or Anthony Edwards. I can see that because if I'm saying Presley, there's no way in hell you're going to get.
Agreed.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I'm telling you, you're not getting him. And to me, him and Josh Giddey, that's my future right there. And so you still got a nice cast around him. Plus, you give me Holmgren for 20 minutes a game. I'm gonna roll with that.
And I think that Minnesota would be open to it if Anthony Edwards' body language gets worse than it's already been. And if his stats start going down and they realize that this team has hit their ceiling the same way that Utah did, the same way that Phoenix is doing right now, that Portland's on its way to doing. These teams eventually have a ceiling. Once you hit it, you never break through. I mean, you're either a contender, a championship winner, or you're in that spot for 4 or 5 seasons. Right. And they're looking into a lot of salary with guys that can't get much better on offense. D'Angelo Russell passes prime. Gobert, super
just
limited
imagine LaMelo Ball running the floor with Mitchell Robinson. Oh my God. And Obi Toppin.
Yeah, LaMelo will be my dream.
Man. Oh my gosh.
LaMelo I think LaMelo under Tibbs would be a problem. Because I know you guys hate Tibbs and y'all don't think he does anything good, but
I don't know about that.
I mean, not you in the not Raw and Lee. I'll talk about maybe not even people on our channel, but there's people out there who believes that Tibbs is absolutely useless and he hasn't told anybody anything, which is completely false. He has his problems.
If I had a toy pipe, man.
Right. But the thing that Tibbs does is, listen, he can get guys to play defense. Like Cam Reddish, believe it or not, he's playing better this season with the Knicks, and he's kind of playing more disciplined. So you instill that in a guy like LaMelo Ball, who is that height to height and length, and who really should be a switchable guard. I think Tibbs can do wonders with LaMelo Ball to just kind of teaching the basics on the defensive end, man.
I'm not worried. This year's team, I'm looking at to me, a work in progress. Like you said, let Jalen get used to running this thing. And I just wanted to see him. It's a, really honestly, it's a small, because I felt like we might have won the game tonight if Sims would have played more,
Me too.
and if he could have got these guys more involved as much as he could. Like I said, I'm watching Jummer, and I knew he was holding back. It wasn't like they would just lock him up. He was holding back. He had like 9 assists in the first half, and so he was holding back. And I'm like, okay, I know in the second half he's going to start taking over, and that's exactly what he started doing, man. So a superstar like that has that kind of IQ, man,
Yeah.
it's
I
rough.
want to give a shout out to L Marshall in the chat, always with the underrated takes. And they said RJ and Rando don't fit. And then Roberto Rivera Jr. chimed in and seconded that. I agree, man. I think that's a huge part of why this team
Oh,
ceiling
yeah.
is so low. There's just too much overlap in where Randall and RJ are both successful on the floor that makes it hard for them to complement each other and for the offense to run smoothly, as well as that inconsistent jump shot and three-point shot from both of them as well. I think either one or both need to go in order for the rest of the team to reach their full potential, most notably Reddish and Obi Toppin.
No, I agree. I mean, I would, in that scenario, I'm keeping the younger guy, keeping RJ in that scenario.
Yo, imagine, guys, if we were 15th in the NBA in 3-point shooting. 15th.
That's right.
Imagine if we was the middle of the pack. We might be like top 2 in the East.
That's right. I think it's going to get better, though. I really do. I think it does this with the Knicks every year. So I think it's going to get better. I just feel like it's going to progress. And so I'm just, it was a tight game tonight. To me, both games, the game tonight and the game Friday night against Portland, 2 tough games. The Portland game, that's a throwaway because there's no way in hell they should have got 23 more free throws than the Knicks. But that's another thing. But this game tonight was a tough game against a very good, like Lee said, they're a better team. And so they're a very good team. They're a challenge in the West. And so we went toe to toe with them into overtime. So, I mean, not overtime, but, we went toe to toe with them. So,
what do you guys, hold on. I'm about to go into a whole other topic. I forgot Reaper was on the line. Reaper, he was on the line for a minute. We was going off on a whole tangent going. But yo, Reaper, before we get into the next topic, because I want to talk about Mitch for a second. Reaper, let us know what you want to talk about, man.
Hey, thank you guys for taking my call. I think I'm going to say some stuff I think people are not going to really like on this call. But first, I think the reason why we're losing these games is I think we sat Fournier. I think he hasn't played since the OKC game. I think that was the first game he sat. Mm-hmm. All the games that Fournier played, I think we're giving up. From the look of it, I haven't actually done the average. But it looks like we're giving up maybe 114 or 116 a game. Since Fournier has sat, we're giving up 120 a game. I'm not saying put Fournier back in the lineup because he's not he's clearly not a good defensive player. The problem is RJ and Julius. Those 2 guys are the biggest problem on defense for the team. They feel like there's something weird going on. They're just not committed. I'm not going to try to get in their head and try to make predictions about but they're just not committed on the defensive end. And if you have let's say Jalen Brunson, he's the one person that who really is not doesn't have the tools. Everyone else in that lineup can play defense, but I think it's just, RJ and Julius are just not consistent. They're very sporadic, and they're just not playing good, NBA level defense. That's pretty much what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then the one other thing I just wanted to say, this is basically in terms of roster construction. Now, because for whatever reason, it's clear that RJ and Julius, the commitment to defense is not there, right? So basically now you have you have Jalen, not a good defender. RJ, not a good defender. Julius, not a good defender. So now it leaves you with Grimes and Mitch, and that's it. So you only want to have one defender on the perimeter and then one person in the paint. That's not going to work. And so then what this pushes the team, it's crazy, but the team, they may have to seriously look at. They'll have to look at basically between RJ, Julius, and Obi. 2 of those 3 may get traded, I think, over the next year or so. Because you can't have that many people that don't play defense on your team. You just can't. And so that's pretty much what I have. Sounds crazy and might piss some people off, but let me know what you guys think.
All right. Thanks for calling, Reaper. What do you
I,
guys think of that
I
take?
agree with him, but for the different reasons. Like, I think he is saying what we just said in terms of RJ and Randall not fitting together, right?
Mhm.
So, and for me, I'm going to go with the younger player because he has upside. So I'm going to trade Randall if I can. And I've been saying that. I'm going to trade Randall and give Obi more minutes because Obi plays RJ plays better with Obi in my opinion. And so you get more minutes for Obi, you get open up, and then I'm going to give me another four that's a backup. Give me a backup four that I can get in here that's not going to challenge Obi for the starting job, but it's going to be solid. Give Jay Crowder. Give me somebody that can back up Obi and play good defense. So I feel like the overall defense will improve once Randall's gone because Randall's got a lot of cachet with the team. He's a veteran, and he just gives up too much on defense with certain plays. He just gives up too much, and so I feel like the team would be better if he was moved. But I don't think they're going to do it. I wish they would, but I don't think they will.
I think this summer, when the Donovan Mitchell negotiations were happening, there were a lot of Knicks fans, including myself, that were a little delusional about RJ Barrett's worth. And I think at that point, the perspective I had wasn't jaded by the contract. He was still on a rookie scale deal. I was thinking about the 20 points per game, thinking about the potential, the ceiling. And to me, I thought he was untouchable. But I never really openly said that, but that was my feeling. I think the start of the season was really healthy for a lot of Knicks fans to come back down to earth and become a little more sober-minded when it comes to RJ Barrett's worth and be able to discuss the option of trading him when the package calls for it. I'm 100% with Raw. If I have an option between the two, Randall's going out the door first. I've been very open and vocal about that. Even though I think tonight he played better than what the stats even show. Not on defense, but offensively, limiting his shots and not chucking too much. But I would always trade him over RJ. But I no longer think that RJ is a cornerstone or the first option or who we should be building around. My perspective has shifted based on the eye test to Jalen Brunson. And the stats just happen to back that up.
Yeah, who's gonna give me what is really what I'm thinking at this point.
Yeah.
Because it's weird because they both kind of getting kind of similar at this point. But like Ross said, RJ does have he is younger, so there's a chance that he can kind of break out of it. I kind of talked about it a little bit earlier about actually Kemba Walker, a guy who was a 20-point scorer, wasn't super efficient from three or from the field, but became that later on, like 4 years later. So that can still happen for RJ, but it hasn't happened for RJ just as yet. So maybe that can happen. Maybe with a lighter load and a coach who's gonna hold him accountable, maybe he can start to turn. But like you guys said, he isn't really untouchable anymore. To me, my whole mind is like Jalen Brunson's now the untouchable one. He actually has probably the best value contract on the team right now.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's going to be.
Yeah, the sound went out on you, Ro. I don't know if you heard him, Lee. Or was it just me?
I didn't hear him either.
Oh, sorry. I said it's going to be of even more value when the salary cap goes up.
Exactly. Like the salary cap goes up and his contract goes down. Isn't he making like 24 million or 22 million in his final year or something crazy?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's going to go down as the years go by. Yeah, so it becomes more valuable because he's a bargain. He really is a bargain.
Super bargain.
The crazy thing to me is the five guys I think are the most pivotal. That's the word I'm going to use. Is pivotal. Is Brunson, Cam, Grimes, Sims, and Obi. Those are the five guys that I would hold on to with the tightest grasp and really not try to include in any deal if possible, because I think those guys have the highest worth and are the most affordable deals as of right now. And Mitch was great tonight, but I think with Sims emerging, Mitch could be tradable given the right circumstances.
You already know how I feel about Mitch. Me and Raw line on this one. Me and Raw.
I would rather trade Hartenstein, but Hartenstein's not going to return a value than Mitch is going to return.
Yeah.
Here's my thing about Mitch, and this is why I love Mitch. Today, when you playing these big gorilla behemoth centers in Capella and even Nurkic, even though Mitch, I give him a little slack because he's just getting back. And Steve Adams today, Mitch is to me is the only guy who can actually play pick and roll defense and then put up a fight with getting rebounds and like stopping two people at once.
Sims a great rebounder too.
Yeah, and today, well, even the first half, they only got 2 offensive rebounds in the first half. The second half, I don't know what the hell happened. But Sims, I love Sims, and to me, when it's time to deploy Sims is when you have these teams who want to pass a lot and you need to switch and you need your center to guard the one a lot more frequently. Like Mitch can do that in spots, but that's Sims' bag. So when it comes to that, go Sims. Yeah. When they go to these big behemoth centers who are like 7 feet, 250, 300.
But Jay Ellis, there's only like 3 of those guys, and there's 30 teams and only 3 centers like that. Sims is more applicable to the entire NBA.
Adams, they had one tonight. Adams, that's a guy that would have given us fits, but I think Mitch Rob matched up pretty well with him. But the thing is, like I said, I just like his length. I think I want to let Mitch Rob finish his career in New York. That's a guy I want to keep. I just want to keep him and finish his career in New York. But everybody else, yes, I'm keeping. I want Obi, Cam, Brunson, Grimes. I'm building around those guys, and I want to keep them. Because to me, I love RJ, and I'd like to have RJ finish career in New York because he wanted to be here. But to me, realistically, if you're going to get a guy like a LaMelo or a guy like an Anthony Edwards, you got to give up something. And so RJ is that guy to me that you're going to give. Because if I'm the GM of one of those teams and I'm losing my superstar, I got to get some stuff back. I can't go to my fan base and say, okay, I got a bunch of picks for him. No, I need a player. I need somebody that can go.
You know what, guys, though? I'm looking at RJ and Randall. Like, realistically, I don't know. Who do you think has higher value right now? Like, that's actually a good conversation.
Well, I'm not looking at RJ right now. If you're looking at Randall right now, I don't know what you're going to get from him. I'm not saying you can't get anything from him. I don't know. I'm saying I don't know. But I'm not looking to trade RJ right now. I'm saying these guys we're talking about Anthony Edwards or LaMelo Ball. That's not going to happen for a year, 2 years. But
I feel you. But I'm saying with Randall's contract, Randall's already started his contract. He's actually.
Is this the first year of it?
Hmm?
Is this the first year of Randall's contract?
Yeah, I think this is the first year of Randall's contract. RJ's hasn't even started yet. I was reading somewhere like a week ago, especially right after that Denver game. The GMs were looking at Randall like, oh, okay, like his value has actually been rising. I'm not sure what that value looks like now this week, but I'm just wondering years down the line if both of these guys stay with the same production, would GMs rather go for Randall or RJ? I kind of feel like they might go for Randall.
Well, I think this year they'll go for Randall because they know that RJ's just signed a big deal. The Knicks are not putting him on the market. But
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, and like I said, I'm not looking for a huge return from Julius Randle either. I just want a backup 4 and some matching salary, some expiring salary. That's all I need. I mean, and I'm good. I mean, give me. I mean, what? Dario Saric. Give me Markieff Morris. Give me back Taj Gibson. Give me Noah Vonleh. I need a backup 4. Juancho Hernandez. I'll take a backup power forward, and I'm starting Obi. I just want that guy, whoever he is, to be a veteran that can play some defense and give me some rebounds.
And shoot the 3.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
Listen, I will die on this hill. I don't think that Mitchell Robinson is untouchable. If we are in a position, we're where we are right now, where it's about development, that we're a mid team, as we've been talking about on Twitter, back and forth. I believe the Knicks are mid right now. They're not super bad. They're not super good. They're right in the middle. Keep Mitch. But if we're able to get a guy like Anthony Edwards, and we're starting to look around the lead on how do we best utilize his skill set, what's the best kind of player to put around him, and we find a stretch 5 like Zubac or whoever it is that's a better complementary player, that the stats support that, the analytics support that, the eye test supports that, Mitchell Robinson should be open to be traded because he is limited offensively and he is injury prone. And I don't know if I want to go into a finals run dependent, and I wish talking far ahead of time, but I just want to have this conversation with y'all because I respect your opinion. I don't think he should be considered off the table when Sims provides a lot of the same things he does in terms of high field goal percentage around the rim, elite rebounding both on the defensive and offensive side. He's not the rim protector that Mitch is or defensive stopper, but he can be that on a better contract. The center position is the least important in today's modern NBA. I would consider him tradable if the right trade presented itself.
I'm still not sold that a stretch five wins championships in the NBA. I'm just not sold on that.
Draymond
To me,
Green?
we lost this game tonight on the defensive end of the floor. So I'm not worried about the stretch five. If you give me somebody that's a better defender, I don't see him out there. And to me, at 60 million, Mitch is also a bargain. So I'm keeping him. I'm not getting rid of him.
The last couple of championships have been won with stretch fives. Brook Lopez, Marc Gasol, Draymond Green.
Wait. Brook Lopez is not even like that championship was won with Middleton and Giannis.
Right, but at the center position we're talking about.
Yeah, but I'm saying that he was
all stretch fives.
But they weren't. I mean, they weren't. No, I don't think that they were that key in those championships.
All of them were.
Give me somebody. Who else did you say?
Draymond Green for the Warriors, super key. Marc Gasol for the Lakers, super key. Brook Lopez for the Bucks, super key. All stretch fives.
Here's the thing with the stretch fives.
Draymond Green is like 6'7". Come on.
You know what?
I'm not saying you want to run small. Okay. I'm talking about a big man. I'm talking about Draymond Green, and Draymond Green's a special player. I mean, he's really those guys will come around. And let me tell you something. If Draymond Green wasn't on that team, they'd still win rings. So no, I'm not.
Not the early.
I wouldn't say that.
Not the
early. Who won the chip last year?
Golden State.
Golden State won.
Did they win because of Draymond Green?
Partially, not as much as the early championships, but partially. There's more Wiggins and Kevon Looney, sure.
Kevon Looney played more of a role to me. And who won the year before that? Was it
Milwaukee? Brook Lopez.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Bobby Portis.
I'm not trading Mitchell Robinson because I can get Brook Lopez, somebody like him. I need something. I'm not doing. No,
I'm not saying that's the one-to-one though, Raw. I'm not saying that that's a trade that you make. I'm just saying that a modern NBA has shown you don't need a big tree in the middle like you used to. The stretch five has been winning championships as a starting center for championship teams. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not buying that. I'm just not. To me, Brook Lopez is not my example of a stretch five that wins me championships.
He's one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA, especially at his position. How can he not?
Come on, man. Bro, come on. You got Giannis Antetokounmpo is arguably one of the top players in the world. Come on.
Agreed.
Listen, man.
Only talking about the center position right now.
You put Brook Lopez on any other team, and they're going to win 17 games.
I kind of agree with Lee, man. I mean, I've been wanting to stretch five here for. I agree with Lee in the fact that stretch fives do help in the NBA, especially when you have guys who like to live in the paint heavy, like Jalen Brunson. And if we're going to build around Jalen Brunson, I can see having a stretch five here helping our long-term success. But like the tricky part about the stretch five is the right stretch five. Like this, like Hartenstein was like the guy who we wanted here to be the stretch five for us because he can play defense and he can hit a three. And then he's turning out not to be not good at defense as we thought, and the three's not falling. It's just one of those things where a good stretch five seems really hard to come by.
I don't consider Draymond Green a stretch five, and I don't consider Brook Lopez. They could have put Bobby Portis or Brook Lopez or any Kaluk in there, and it was Giannis and Middleton, and they'd have still won.
You know what I would say Draymond is, even though he's not stretch five, he was able to guard centers and hit a three.
No, he's a defensive player of the year. Draymond Green's a defensive player of the year. Right. But he's a unique guy at 6'7". That's all I'm saying. He's a unique guy.
It's the same skill set as a stretch five. You like, can you guard centers and hit a three?
Look, the ultimate stretch five is the Joker. That's the ultimate stretch five. And he ain't winning nothing. So I'm trying to say, you're talking about, to me, if you want to talk about stretch five, and that somebody would want, you're talking about the Joker. That's the guy that you want at the stretch five position. But
if we had a stretch five, the stretch five would not be one of our top three players. It would be like what Brook Lopez was, what Draymond was, and what Marc Gasol was, the fifth best player in the starting five. If our stretch five is the fifth best player on the team, we're winning a championship.
My thing is,
wait, Brunson and Anthony Edwards.
Do y'all agree, Lee? Do you agree that Klay Thompson is one of the 10 best shooters in NBA history?
Yes.
And do you agree that Stephen Curry is probably the greatest shooter in NBA history?
Yes.
That's why they won. Forget Draymond Green. I'm trying to tell you.
Draymond Green is also one of the reasons why they won.
I mean, yeah, he's a
Especially
glue
the
guy,
early
but you know what? He's a glue guy with superstars. If you're telling me you're going to bring to New York some cat, let's say he's the fourth best player. In New York, we don't have that. We don't have Stephen Curry. We don't have Klay Thompson. We don't have Giannis.
My
If
statement
we had one of those
predicated.
guys, I would say, okay. If we had that guy, I'd be like, okay. But see, look, you got the Joker, 2-time MVP with Jamal Murray. You got Michael Porter Jr. You got players over there. They had Jeremy Grant playing a supporting role, and they could not get it done. I am not convinced that the stretch five is all that important. I want wings. If you give me a wing that can shoot now, that's different. Okay, but I need the block next monster in there to get me a stop in the fourth quarter of a playoff game. That's what I need. I don't need a guy running out the 3-point line.
My stretch five comment is predicated 100% on us having a superstar on the team. I'm not saying you add a stretch five on this roster as currently constructed and we're winning a championship. Hell no. The way that the championships have been won in the last 6 to 7 years have been with a stretch five at center, not a Mitchell Robinson's player profile. That's my argument. I'm not saying you add Brook Lopez on this team to win a chip. Hell no, that's not happening.
Yeah, because I'm not buying the Bucks as an example or the Warriors because that's not
why they all have stretch fives.
But I mean, so you got the Lakers.
Marc Gasol, stretch five. He wasn't protecting any rim at that point.
No, and then you got
AD was a 4.
You got Toronto Raptors. Who's their stretch?
Here's the alternative, right? So
Raptors really, Marc Gasol too.
Can I ask a question? Realistically,
what about the Cleveland Cavaliers? I see Golden State, but that was Durant in them. So then, I mean, the San Antonio Spurs.
What stretch five would you target?
I don't care about a stretch five.
Jonas Valanciunas.
Valanciunas is the only. That's the guy that comes to mind is Valanciunas. I was actually talking about him.
He's on New Orleans, right?
Yeah, right. That's like the only, because to me, like I was looking at Mo Bamba last season for potential, not to replace Mitch, but to come off the bench and then have like that possibility of him growing into that. But to have a real strong stretch five that can play defense is really hard to come by. It seems, which is why I value Mitch. And the alternative to me is you play Mitch, you play Sims, and in certain situations you go small. You know what I'm saying? And
but from the Clippers, Al Horford from the Boston Celtics. There are many. There's about 8 or 9 guys out there who are stretch fives.
How many championships does Al Horford have? How many chips does he have?
Who?
Al Horford. How many championships?
0, but that's not his fault.
Oh, okay.
That's not his fault.
Wait, but he played with 2 superstars.
That's not his fault. I had the Warriors win it all last year. And no, he does not play with 2 superstars.
Yes,
he plays with 2 very good players.
Oh, man, Jason Tatum is a superstar, bro.
Here's the thing with
superstar.
But here's the thing with the Celtics. The Celtics almost won Al Horford, but they also had Robert Williams cleaning up a lot of mess for them. So
I'm saying, I'm not convinced that a stretch five is all fire, that we got to go get one. I like the fact that to me, defense wins championships. It's always been that way, and even in the modern era,
it's the perimeter, on the post.
You have got to be able to get a stop when you need some.
What NBA champion won a title in the last 8 years with a big, tall center that doesn't shoot threes and it's like Mitchell Robinson? I'll wait.
What big, tall center? The Toronto Raptors.
No, they had Marc Gasol at center.
And but he wasn't killing him with no threes.
Yes, he was.
He barely walked.
Yes, he was. That's all he did was shoot threes. All he did with Toronto was shoot threes. All he did was shoot threes.
You know who the Cleveland Cavaliers had at center?
Kevin Love.
No. It's that cat that used to be on the Knicks, man. What was that Russian dude?
Mozgov.
Timothy Mozgov.
That's right. And that's how Mozgov got paid. He got
argument over, bro.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. They who's that stretch five? That's all I'm saying. Who is that stretch five? Who was the Miami Heat stretch five when they went back to back? Who was the stretch five?
Shane Battier, Chris Bosh. They played him.
Chris Bosh was the stretch five.
They played small ball.
You know what? I just hate
now, if you're gonna go, like I said, small ball, like a 6'7", a Draymond Green type dude, you could go that way. I'm with that. I mean, if you want to do it that way, I don't have
That's
a
what
problem
I'm
with that.
saying. I'm saying,
But to me, you gotta win some. You gotta play some defense, baby. You gotta come up with some D, man.
The last team to really employ a big defensive-minded center that didn't stretch anything was the 2011 Dallas Mavericks with Tyson Chandler. They were the last ones that won with the center who didn't stretch anything. They played a traditional 4 and a traditional 5 and won a championship. Everyone
Somebody
else has
mentioned
gone
Dwight
small.
Howard. Was Dwight Howard on the Lakers when they won that chip?
Yeah, that was no, they didn't win with Dwight Howard.
No,
He's a backup.
they didn't. Okay.
He was a backup on the bubble team.
Yeah, who was their roster? Who was their starting 5? I'm just trying to
They
say.
finished.
well,
They
yeah.
had
I'm just trying to say who was that? Who was
AD.
they? I know it was LeBron, obviously AD. Who else did they have? I'm trying to find out.
Dennis Schroeder or
Yes.
something.
Who did they
Kuzma,
have?
AD.
Oh yes, Kuzma. Right,
Oh, cool.
right,
They had JaVale McGee off the bench too.
right. That's right. JaVale McGee. That's right. That's right.
You
I
know,
could have sworn.
They finished with AD at the 5 though.
you know, my biggest pet peeve though, the argument when they say we don't pay. They act like Mitch is getting paid some astronomical amount of money, and the man is making
No,
like
He's not.
$12
He's not.
million
He's not.
in his 4
He is
seasons.
not, man. He is
He's
definitely
not.
really
That's
not.
a great deal.
Because they were like, well, okay, so, and I asked this question on Twitter. Let's say we trade Mitch, right? Sims is getting the minutes. Now Sims' value is up because Sims can ball. He's like a top tier athlete in the NBA. It's time to pay Sims. Are you gonna pay Sims?
Well, you locked him in for 3 years, right?
Right.
Isn't
Yeah.
he locked in 3 years, $6 million?
Right. I'm talking
Yeah.
about 3 years from now. It's time to pay Sims. You get rid of Mitch because everybody wants to get rid of Mitch, right? You get rid of Mitch because he costs too much, right? 14
We're saying
million.
that.
14 million. It's way too much. Whatever.
He doesn't. He's on a great value deal.
Right.
He doesn't cost too much.
I'm just asking a hypothetical question.
Okay.
You trade Mitch. It's now time to pay Sims
Mhm.
17 million a year. Are you gonna pay Sims?
Yeah.
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Why?
I'll pay him
Why?
his
Why
worth.
is that? Why is that?
Because-
Why do you
because
pay
you still have
Sims and
3
not
years.
Mitch?
Because you have 3 years where he's on his rookie scale contract and you're able to allocate those funds elsewhere for guys who you can pay on the wing and the backcourt to support the contender you're building. Like I said, these are only in the world where we're contending, not in a mid stage that we're at right now. Keep the guys you have, keep developing, try to find that star. But if we get that star, now you build around that player's strengths and weaknesses, and that might mean bringing in a stretch 5 opposed to Mitch. That's all I'm saying.
I'm wondering if see, Mo Bamba's not even starting on Orlando. That's the thing.
I know because you know what it is. Bobo has turned into Black Victor.
Yeah, Bobo's balling, man.
Bobo
Yeah.
turned into Black
Bobo-
Victor. So now
Bobo
what do you need
is
Obama
balling.
for? They got like
Balling.
600 7-foot dudes who can ball now.
It's true.
No, for real though, because they start Wendell Carter
Right.
at the center, and they start Bobo at the 4. Man,
So
he is balling.
where's Mo Bamba getting minutes now? Like there was a stretch where he was hitting threes and
Yeah.
blocking shots, and now
Yeah.
you got Black Bobo. Why you gonna play him now? You might as well
Yeah,
move him.
I don't know, man. You shoot. Bobo's doing work, man. That's all I can say. He's doing work.
Yo,
I
so-
like to see it because I liked him coming out of Oregon, but I thought he would have an injury issue because he's so skinny, and then he hurt his foot, and that chased everybody away. But as far as talent, there was no doubt this guy could play. And so now he's getting. I'm just glad to see him getting his chance, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely glad. Yo, salute to the chat. Yeah, the Bobo's balling. Bobo's balling.
Even though he only had 6 points tonight.
I'm not even call him Black Victor. I'm calling Victor White Bobo.
That's fair,
Yeah,
man.
he played 32 minutes tonight. And he had 6 points.
Oh man, yo,
Side note, that Mavs draft pick looking good. I don't know if y'all been paying attention. It's looking good right now.
oh yeah.
Is it?
Oh,
It
wait,
is.
aren't they like 13th now or something like that?
Yep.
Let me see. Wait, so
Off
what,
tonight.
Thank you, KP. The gift that keeps on giving.
They're at 9 and 10.
9 and 10. All right.
is that top 10 protected their pick?
Yes. It sure is. But it's probably going to be 11 or 12.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
take it.
I can see that.
That might be a really good pick in this year's draft.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
I'm saying that's the type of pick I'm saying. Like, if you wanted to get an Anthony Edwards, you're offering a bunch of picks, including that one.
Yeah, definitely.
You make that
Definitely.
move. You make that move. We're not dead yet. Like I said last time, man, might be a mid team, but we are a mid team with picks. We have the most assets to get out of
Absolutely.
mid
100%.
out of
100%.
anybody else.
It's not like I was expecting the Knicks to win a chip this year. I just want to see some continuity, some development. I like that, and so yeah, I'm looking next year, 2 years from now. I like our chance. There's going to be some guy next summer that's going to want to leave his team. There's some star that's going to want to leave. I don't know who it is, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's other teams that are mid and don't have the draft capital or the young players, the tradable assets like we do. We have a pretty competent front office. I'm still a Leon Rose fan, Scott Perry fan, Walt Perrin fan.
Real.
We're in a good position to improve when the right trade comes along.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I agree. They got us in a good position. I'm not worried
Super
about it.
good shit. And I feel like talk about everything. I just want to mention IQ. I don't know what happened to him. It kind of sucks. I feel like
either, man. I don't even know what's going on.
I kind of like he's finally started to hit like a little bit of a stride. He started hitting his shots. I thought today
they just said it was his knee sprain, right? I mean, that's it.
it said sore knee.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he just needs to rest, man.
Yo, I was liking his game, the man. He was hitting the shot. He crossed up JJ to the point where he was turning around in the circle. Then JJ tried to bait him into scoring him. He gets Obi a wide open three. Like, I was liking his game today, so it sucks that he sprained his knee today because
they got him as listed as day to day, so it could be just he needs to rest the game and maybe be back on Wednesday.
Right.
They got him listed as day to day.
Right. This might be the time to play a little bit more deuce. It seems like Rose is still getting the time, but yeah, this might be the time to play me a little more deuce, especially with these trade rumors, whether it might be IQ or Derrick Rose going. I kind of feel like Deuce is getting 5 minutes here and there because they're anticipating a move happening, and they're trying to like sprinkle in some minutes for him. I think that's what's going on.
Get him acclimated.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I think something's coming. Well, I thought Quickley would be next summer, but it could be before that, depending on what they were offered.
Yeah, and you read it seems like the Knicks want a first rounder in exchange for IQ. I don't know. He's playing pretty well. They might get it. We'll see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, they want a first. I think they're gonna get a first rounder for him. To me, that he's a first rounder. You gotta get a first rounder.
Yeah,
and he's playing above his.
They want to mid first.
He's playing above his pick level.
Yeah, he's pick 25. He's playing like a 13th or so pick.
I think he's playing a lot of. He's playing a lot of level. So he definitely, to me, and I think you get him the opportunity that Tyrese Maxey has, and I think you can get similar results, man. Because I think they would both be good.
Yeah,
Maxey, that guy.
You know me, I'm in the Quickley hive. I still feel like the decision making has gotten a lot better over this stretch. The shot just hasn't been hitting.
No, he's become a better player.
Huh?
Become a better player, both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he's gotten better. Like, he got the erratic playmaking out of the system like after the first seven games or so. He just needs to hit, and once he starts to hit, I think he's gonna be a really good player. But we'll see what happens with the future of IQ.
He's one of those guys. I feel like as the season goes on, he will shoot better. It's gonna be tough to see him leave, but like I said, I feel like he's out the door anyway because somebody's gonna offer him a starting position.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, guy who can set up teammates, play defense. Yeah, this is going to be a premium.
I'm looking at Houston, San Antonio, Washington, and Miami. All of those teams could use him, and he could start for any of them.
Houston, San Antonio. Give me San Antonio. Give me Houston.
Yeah, because I like Houston because I want Tyrese, but I'm saying I can see because he's from the DC area, so I can see him. But I'm
just looking at the value of their picks. So I'm looking at Houston. I'm looking
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh
looking at
yeah.
Houston. If it was to happen, because you know me, I'd rather have IQ go in the big package and not just a one-on-one for a pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
We talked
So
about
I'm
this
wondering,
before.
do you think I don't know if the Knicks will do it that way though. You think they'll do it? I don't know if they do it that way.
It seems
I
like,
would
according
like
to Fred Katz, it seems like that's what they might be doing. Like they might
I
be
would
just
like
looking for a pick.
Brandon with him. I'm good.
Hmm?
They can move Julius with him.
Yeah, if I guess a Julius salary dump, and if we're getting a player back, if you're getting a player back,
I want a player too. I want a
Give
player.
give me Tari Eason. How many years? How many years Eric Gordon got left on his contract?
who? Derrick Rose
Eric Gordon.
or Eric Gordon? Is he expiring? I feel like he's almost expiring.
Let's see.
Hold on.
Getting 19.
Let me shout out the super chats while you're looking that up. All right. Shout out to Robert Parrish. He's a 999 super chat. Says, nice to see RJ with some consistency. 3-point disparity was the difference today. Yep. We need to hit threes, man. We started to hit some a little bit.
Gordon is not guaranteed for 23-24. This is his last guaranteed season.
This is his last guaranteed season. So, okay, yeah, expiring contract of Eric Gordon.
And Tari Eason, and give me some picks.
Who is that? A 3-team trade? I don't want to know. I like him as a player, but I'm all Grimes.
I mean, he's expiring.
Yeah,
so
that's true. That's true. That's true.
You can
cut him and he can walk.
We could actually buy him out.
Yeah, you can cut him and he can just walk. You're right about that. You're right.
But because his 2023 is a non-guaranteed $21 million contract. There's nobody's gonna pick that up. So he's got 19 and a half this year, and then he's done.
Oh, that works. Yeah, so that works.
You wouldn't even have to cut Eric Gordon. You just flip him at the trade deadline. Someone's gonna want him, one of the contenders.
Yes,
that's true. Yeah, it depends on how early you do it. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how early you do it.
Isn't the Lakers GM Rob Pelinka?
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Lakers would definitely want him.
And he's Eric Gordon's agent.
Oh,
how does that work?
I could see Philly, Daryl Morey wanting to bring him, pair him again with Harden.
That too.
Oh yes,
I could definitely see that.
Oh yes, I can see that. Man, this is gonna be interesting. Let's see what happens this trade deadline. In the meantime, I want to see my Knicks just continue to develop.
You already know I'm looking at the teams with the picks. If you're gonna tell me I'm gonna trade Eric Gordon to the Lakers or the Sixers, I'm looking at those Laker picks like, hey, send them to the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? If I'm getting Houston and Laker picks this season,
yeah,
okay.
right.
Miami, you can keep your 30th pick of the first round.
Right, give me that lotto pick for Houston, baby.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Shout out to Echelon since the $2 super chat. He says we're in a good position, which is why they hate tax. I hate that.
I hate taxes too.
Me too. And shout out to JT Riddick, who gives a 999 super chat. Says, salute, #all82. Okay.
There you go, baby. There you go.
And we have one caller left. I guess we can get to this caller and we can wrap it up.
Who's our lone caller?
Yeah. Next caller up is G. G, let us know what you want to talk about, sir. Sorry, go ahead.
What's up? It's D from. You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's D from Brooklyn, New York to be exact.
What's up?
What's up, Raw? What's up, Dale?
What's going on?
What's up, Lee?
KG.
Yo.
Yeah, I caught the second half of the game. Yeah, it was tough. We kept it pretty close. You know, Jalen, he was doing Jalen things down the stretch, but the last buckets were tough. But I trust the ball in his hands. Yeah, it was just a tough loss. But hopefully, you know, I like to line up with Jalen, RJ, Cam, Randall, and Mitch. I think it's like a good lineup for us. But hopefully, you know, figure it out. We got Detroit next. I think that's a winnable game.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it was tough down the stretch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hopefully we get it together. Raw, I'm with you, man. No stretch five, man. We going bench, man.
Block nest, baby, block nest.
All right, fellas. Enjoy the evening.
All right, yo, salute to you, man.
All right.
Like this.
I did some research over the weekend. I saw that the best 2-man, 3-man, 4-man, 5-man combinations for the Knicks on offense all involved Emmanuel Quickley. And
Oh, yeah.
the best 5-man rotation was Brunson, Quickley, Reddish, Obi, and Sims.
It's been that way for like more than a year. That most of the positive lineups include Quickley. I mean, it's just,
every year.
Yeah, I mean he's just like that, man. That guy's, and that's what I'm saying. Probably point guard, not a point guard, whatever. They do better when he's in the lineup. That's all I'm saying. They do better when he's in the lineup.
Man, I'm partial to Quickley. I don't know if he's gonna be here.
Too.
Like I feel bleak about guys like Quickley and Obi. I'll be shocked if we can get through the next 3 years keeping both of them. I expect at least one of them to be gone.
When they signed Jalen Brunson, Quickley was gone. To me, when they signed Jalen Brunson, Quickley was gone.
The fact that Quickley's only started 2 games tells you something.
Yeah.
Even when we desperately needed a point guard, even when we needed perimeter defense this season, and we didn't have, and we started Evan Fournier, and he didn't even consider Quickley,
right,
who was our best perimeter defender at the time.
Yep. He's gonna be gone
before Cam emerged and like, I don't know. That plus all the weird stuff that's been happening on Instagram. I don't know. It seems like his family was going off on Instagram talking about.
Oh really? Quickley's family?
Or I don't know if it's his fam or his friends, or we're talking about how these young guys play hard, but you don't give them the minutes they deserve. You be happy that they're good team players.
Yeah, I'm looking at the best 5-man rotations, and of all the positive rotations, of the top 9, the only 9, Quickley's in 7 of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he has the highest on-off stats on the team again.
Yep.
This year.
Yep.
And by like a lot. And the highest net rating on the team. It's
really and truly though, you would have had to not sign Brunson to make Quickley your guy.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm happy we signed Brunson. And like, I still want to see what we have in Quickley.
And to me, if I'm Quickley, I'm kind of offended. Oh, you're not even gonna give me a shot at it, and you're gonna go out and sign this guy, and make a big deal of it. Okay, I'm gone. Let me get my keys somewhere else. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. In my mind, hopefully it works out in my mind, but I don't know what's gonna happen. But you already know me. I'm Quickley Hive all day.
I'm Quickley Hive too. I like Quickley. But I'm not gonna sleep on Quickley either. I like Quickley.
Heard you. Salute to the chat, man. We talked about everything. There was no real format. It was freestyle today. It was jazz.
Yeah.
Off the top.
Now one of the worst, 117, almost 118 minutes, Hartenstein with Reddish, Randall, Brunson, and Barrett. -5.5.
Yeah.
I hate that Randall Hartenstein pairing. That's an awful pairing up front when it's Randall and Hartenstein.
It's really bad.
Yeah. And I kind of called it earlier, but I don't want to be right about that. I'm hoping maybe in my mind Achilles heals up and then something happens. I'm hoping that's going to happen because we need to get something out of it.
If you put Quickley in the lineup, it's RJ Quickley, Brunson, Randall, and Robinson. 28 minutes plus 14. Not bad.
Quickley just does it. Yo, Castle King Quickley is injured. He has a sore right knee, and he said he's day-to-day, right, Raw?
Yeah, they got him. Right now, I'm looking at the Knicks on ESPN. They got him listed as day-to-day. They said sore right knee and will not return. He's day-to-day. I think we'll get a better idea tomorrow when Tibbs does his post-practice presser. Yeah. We'll find out.
Yo, shout out to Echelon. He sends a $2 super chat. It says, if Lee wants to stretch hang Mitch upside down.
Y'all don't be picking on my man Lee now. Come on now.
Listen, man, I never run from the smoke, and I'd said it. Name me a champion in the last 6 years that did not employ a stretch five. I'll wait. I'll be waiting here till I'm a skeleton, bro. They all had stretch fives.
No, man, you counting guys like Brook Lopez and Draymond Green. Come
They're
on,
they're
man.
stretch
You gotta be
fives.
kidding me, man. And these
They're
guys
stretch
play
fives.
very little roles on their team as far as the championship. You got superstars, you got all-time superstars on those teams, man.
Yep,
I mean,
you
this
do.
is no joke.
That's when they won championships.
The
He's
reason they
saying
win
wrong.
championships because of Giannis. You give me Giannis with 3 guys in junior high school, I'm going to the playoffs. Come on, man. And then
I'm just talking about the center position.
no,
They
I know, but I'm
chose
saying to me,
a
that's
stretch
irrelevant.
five.
It's irrelevant.
I see what he's saying, Raw. What he's saying, Raw, is look. I explained this to somebody else too. To build a team, right? You usually have a formula. Your formula is your guy who can play make, your guy who can be your 3D wing, your guy who can be your hard-nosed defender who can shut down other guys. Like you have your guys who in their roles, and then there's a guy who's a stretch five guy. Lee is not saying that the stretch five guy is the main guy. He's saying stretch fives along with stars have been the recipe to win, is what he's saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because, okay, let's take Brook Lopez. He's been a stretch five for a long time. A long time, right? He was stretch five when he was on the Nets, and he came to Milwaukee. He's a stretch five. He's been able to shoot the 3 a long time. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until Giannis with Middleton and Jrue Holiday came into his life that he wins a championship. And I hear it, that's good, but he wasn't no guy. They could have won that chip. If they had Mitchell Robinson, they still win the chip. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Brook Lopez opened up the offense for them to have their driving lanes to the bucket because of his ability to stretch the floor. That's why they chose him. And that's why most modern NBA teams are now shifting toward having a center who can be able to.
A bunch of guys that can stretch the floor. It wasn't just Brook Lopez.
No, but Brook Lopez was one of the best.
I don't know. They had a bunch of guys. I'm just saying they had a bunch of guys that could stretch the floor. It wasn't. They had Connaughton. They had the kid from Louisville. All of those guys played roles.
Having the center position adds a brand new dynamic that the other positions don't when you have it from your center. That's all I'm saying. The year they won a championship, Marc Gasol shot 44% from 3. 44%. That's
the year they won the championship, right? What was that? 2 years ago?
3. With the Toronto Raptors. Him and Ibaka both knocking down threes in the front court.
Let me look at that team here. Let's see.
Oh, we got to do the live stat look up on the show.
They won in 2021. They won in 2021, 2022, right? Their starting unit that played 508 minutes together was Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, Jrue Holiday, Dante DiVincenzo, and of course the Freak. And they won. I think that's the team that won the championship.
Yes.
Right?
21, 22, yeah.
Okay, so I'm saying to you, you talking to me about Chris Middleton, Holiday, DiVincenzo, all of those guys, and then Lopez, they all stretched the floor. Okay, all of them did. And so you open up the floor for an all-time great generational talent. And yes, they win the championship, but you're not going to get that guy. I'd rather look at a team like Detroit or that won a chip, or give me a team like even Toronto, because I don't consider Toronto had a stretch. You named Marc Gasol, but I don't think he was that big a deal on that team.
It was the second best 3-point percentage of his career and the best in 10 years.
Did he?
Yeah, 44% from 3 at the center.
What year was that? What year did they win the chip? Was it 2019?
18 and 19. Brook Lopez, the year they won a championship, second best 3-point shooting of his entire career. The year they won a championship.
Second best, of course, playing with
0.358. Second best of his career.
Okay, so all right, so the championship team that won for Toronto, their starting unit was Siakam, Lowry, Leonard, Ibaka is the guy you're talking about, and who is it? Danny Green. That was their starting unit.
Ibaka shot threes that.
Yeah, Ibaka is really a force. Ibaka's a 4, though, but they played him at the 5. He was a
That's
5.
why I
So
say the
they played him
alternative.
and Siakam. They played both of those guys at the 5 that week.
That's why I said
and
the
they,
alternative is you play
what I'm saying
small.
is that, but I'm looking at their top 4 lineups for this is the championship year. All right, I'm looking at their top 4 lineups, and your boy wasn't even in. He was in the 4th lineup that played 160 minutes. He wasn't a major player in that team. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yes, it was.
It was. No, he wasn't.
I don't think he was.
Lopez.
I don't think
Look
Marcus
at
Sol.
that.
I don't remember Marcus Sol playing that much in the Toronto chip here.
Who are you talking about, Brook Lopez or Marc Gasol?
Marcus,
546
you talking about Toronto, right? You talking about Toronto chip?
They rotated him and Ibaka. One of those two was at center at all times. Him or Ibaka, and both were stretch 5s.
Talking at all times, right? So 546 minutes that year, Ibaka played. Okay. And then when Ibaka wasn't in the lineup for 187 minutes, Fred VanVleet was there. Then their third was 186 minutes, and Fred VanVleet was there with Ibaka, Leonard, Siakam, and they took.
You know why those stats are that way? Because they acquired Marc Gasol halfway through the season, so he didn't have a full season to.
All right, so 160 minutes. That was plus the 160 minutes. That was plus 13. Gasol was in that lineup with Siakam, Lowry, Leonard, Green, and him. Yes, so there was those. But I'm trying to tell you, man, he wasn't that dude. Yeah,
that's the reason why those minute statistics are skewed, is because they acquired him midway through the season. So he didn't have the same amount of minute accumulations as the rest of the players. He was a mid-season trade and he won the championship.
Perhaps that is true. But I'm saying I'm not seeing him as the key piece that's winning that chip with them. They could have won it without him.
He was key piece at center between him and Ibaka playing that position.
Castle King. Yeah. What I was saying was, if you can't get a stretch 5, because sometimes not all stretch 5s are created equal, as you can see, you try to do that with Hartenstein. Sometimes maybe you just play small. You get your 4 who can guard some 5s at sometimes. Mix it in with your traditional shot blocker and play the matchup game.
No, when you mention Golden State, that's a small ball line, right? So you're talking about Draymond but Draymond, how many 6'7" guys could guard all 5 positions? Man, that's what makes him. To me, it's almost like saying LeBron James is a small forward. I mean, you can't really. I wouldn't put him in a category like that because this guy could guard all 5 positions.
Right.
I agree with the chat saying that it's a debate based on preference. It just happens to be that my preference is how the last 6 NBA championships have been won. So.
Yeah, I don't even think that's true. They didn't. The last team.
It is true. It's just it's numbers. It's how they play.
I think that's skewed. I think you're skewing that way because if you're counting Golden State Warriors, they play small ball. Come on,
they play small ball because they had a center who to shoot. That's why they play small ball.
They play small ball because they had a guy that could guard 5 positions.
Yes. That situation is only Draymond, but for Toronto and the Lakers, they had guys who they played small, just 80 to shoot the 3.
Okay, so all right, I tell you what, this is what we do, Lee. Let's get a stretch 5 on the roster. And that way when we win, we'll say, okay, we had a stretch 5 on the roster. How about that?
I only want to get a stretch 5 if we have a superstar. We don't have one right now, so let's stay with Mitch and keep developing him and raise his value and raise his ability. I don't want to make any of those trades right now until we're on a path toward contention. Once we are, and there's a guy out there go get him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, so you're talking about like a couple of seasons from now.
Yeah. And I started my argument with that. I prefaced it with that. Not right now, but once we're in the mode, we got Anthony Edwards, Melo Ball. Then, if it makes sense, bring in a stretch 5 if that complements our players.
Shout out to I'm Forever Cash. The best anti-stretch 5 argument you might have is Draymond Green a shooter?
No, he's not.
He used to be.
He's 32% career 3-point shooter.
He used to be.
That's the best.
32%.
That's the best argument you're gonna have.
All right.
The best.
I mean, I'm looking at what was his best year shooting from 3. I'm looking here. Let me see here. Yeah.
The best year shooting from 3. It's probably the year they lost to the
2015.
Cavs, right?
No, he shot 39% 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
That was by far his best year.
Yeah.
Every other year he's in like the low 30s, even 20s. Yeah. This year he's shooting 35. That's his second best year.
Oh, this year. Okay. He's shooting
But
average.
the year they won the chip was, I think, 2014, 15, he shot 34. When he had Durant, he shot 31. And then last year he shot 20. Oh, let's give him 30% last year. 30%.
But
All right. All right. Well, anyway.
all right. We talked about that today.
I'm keeping Blockless, man. That's what I'm saying.
I was just a fan.
In the
I was
finals.
just a fan of the debate, getting my popcorn. Like, oh, this is cool.
It was interesting. I mean, it's a good hypothetical, but I just, I respectfully said I just disagree. I'm keeping
I
Blockless.
agree. Well,
Look, one last thing for Draymond Green. Look at the years they were in the finals, West Conference Finals, and look at the percentages that he shot from three. And that'll tell you all you need to know. My man was clutch.
Wait, what years aside from 2015, 16,
2017.
2016, 17, or 2017? 17, 18, he shot a whopping 30% from three. And the year
For a
before
stretch
that, he
five,
shot 31%.
that's all you need.
Huh?
That's all you need. 2016, he shot 41% from three.
No, he never shot 40. He shot 31 in 2016.
No.
I'm looking at the stat, bro. He shot 31% from three.
I'm seeing
0.308. That's what he shot.
0.400. I'm looking at playoffs in the finals.
Oh, you're talking about playoffs. I'm talking about his regular stats. You're talking about
I'm
playoffs.
talking about. I said in the playoffs. That's
Oh,
what
in
matters.
the playoffs. Okay, in the
Stats.
playoffs. Okay, in the playoffs. And you said 2017?
2016 in the finals.
In the finals? Let me see.
41%.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't see it, but I believe you. I'm just saying it ain't. I ain't. First of all, he ain't no stretch five. Period. He ain't. I ain't.
He is.
all right.
All right.
All right. Good debate, guys. Good debate. If you like the debate, if you want to get the show, man, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, man. I'm trying to talk after every game. We don't usually have everybody here, but I was glad to see.
Hey, where's Ryan G?
Yeah, Ryan G is actually in New York right now. So
Okay.
if you guys know Ryan G, I call Ryan Lee. It's like Ryan and Lee like combined or something. Ryan G moved to Indiana. So all of his stuff is in Indiana, and now he's in New York. So I'm gonna try to actually see him before he moves back out. Hopefully schedules kind of line up. But yeah, he'll be back, but he's not here today.
Yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but good show, guys.
Their G is still true.
Yeah, always love talking basketball and talking Knicks with you guys, man. You guys are the best. All right, Knicks. What's the next game? Is the next game tomorrow?
Tuesday.
Next game is Tuesday versus the Pistons. It should be a dub.
I don't want to say nothing yet.
Should be.
Don't jinx it. But they got to play Milwaukee Wednesdays and back to back.
I was getting to that. That Wednesday game, yeah, it's not going to be easy. They played us tough last time. We talked about this, Raw. We thought they was gonna put Drew Holiday on Jalen Brunson, and they ended up putting that kid on him, and he shut him down.
Javon Carter, right?
Yeah, Javon Carter.
Carter shut him down. He kept running into a brick wall. Carter. Shoot.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how the Knicks are gonna like kind of remedy that, and hopefully we can figure some things out versus the Bucks because it was rough.
Move the basketball. Move the ball.
He played good. Javon played good defense on Luka tonight too. He had a nice game, 14-6.
Yeah, Carter's a tough defender.
Yep. Yeah, he's a tough one. So hopefully
comes out of West Virginia, like one of our guys.
Right. So we got an interesting week, and then we got the Mavs on Saturday.
Oh, let's go!
At the Garden? Yes, it is. At the
Garden.
Then we got the Mavs on Saturday and the Cavs on Sunday.
Mavs are always a big game. Yeah. They're like playing our cousins.
So it's gonna be an interesting week.
Definitely.
All right, so that's our show. Shout out to Jay Boogie. I saw Jay Boogie in the chat, so shout out to you. Thanks for dropping in, Jay Boogie. I think did Jay Boogie drop a video?
Did he?
I think Jay Boogie dropped a video. So go check out Jay Boogie's video.
We got Milwaukee, Dallas, and Cleveland at home.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough.
That's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be super tough. Then we got the Hawks. We owe the Hawks some payback.
We owe them.
We owe them some payback.
J. Ellis, Cred Ward wants the bruh.
He wants the bruh? The bruh for what? What was the bruh
He said,
moment?
where's the bruh?
Oh, the bruh. Oh, the bruh picks. For those old school KOT fans, we used to end every show with ooh picks and bruh picks. Back when we was in the garage days. Usually my man Ryan G is the king of the bruh. He always picks some really good ones. He did. Dang, what was a bruh pick today?
Bruh pick.
Well, one bruh pick for me was Julius Randle deciding to leave Jared Jackson open in the corner for 3. I think.
Yes, bruh. That's right. That's bruh. That's it, bruh.
Sorry, yeah. That
Right.
And he missed it. But when we was talking about how he just doesn't try sometimes, that was one of the times. He was just literally camped out and shot a 3. And I was just like,
right open.
whose man's is this? That's a bro pick today.
Got the laces on the ball and shoot it. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I have no crazy bro picks today. That's the best I could.
It wasn't really. That was the most outstanding one, I think.
Yeah.
Defensively, yeah. That was the most egregious defensive play.
If I had to give him, no, seriously, I'm going to give it to Tiz because he should have played Jericho Sims. Bruh.
Yeah. That Hartenstein minutes in the third quarter.
Yeah, bruh.
That's when the lead started to build. That was a pivotal moment in the game where I felt like we went Hartenstein a little bit too long, and we should have just went Sims.
They were going to add him, man.
Yeah. They were just
Obi
going
with another 15-minute game.
We need those minutes back.
Exactly. Jericho.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. That's the best we come up with on the fly. Thanks, Craig. All right. That was our show. Raw. You can let them know where they can find you, sir.
Raw Hebrew Remnant. Raw Hebrew Remnant. Raw Hebrew Remnant. Raw Hebrew Remnant. Patreon. Raw Hebrew Remnant. YouTube. Raw Hebrew Remnant. Twitter. Raw Hebrew Remnant. In the world. Raw Hebrew.
And if you don't know Raw Hebrew, puts on a great show on his YouTube channel across the street. So definitely go check that out. I'm pretty sure Fritz is putting that in the chat somewhere to go.
I start every morning with it. Double blessings.
Poor man.
I start my day with Raw Hebrew Remnant every single morning.
Oh man, bless you.
There it is. There it is.
See you, brother.
And also, where can they find you, sir? Lee?
On Twitter, talking Matt's. I've been on one lately, man. I can't help it. I just love
if
talking.
You want to see Lee call somebody a bum? Go on.
Love it, man. Yeah, at _ Lee Escobedo, LEEESCOBEDO. Every now and then I drop my links to my writing, but more so often than not, I'm calling someone a bum. So find me on Twitter.
Exactly. You bum takes. Get out of here. Shout out to Lee, man. And you already know where to find us, man. You can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick Time Show, Instagram, and Facebook. Get those snapbacks. So I saw somebody order a snapback like the other day. Yours is coming. But get the snapbacks, blue and orange and black and white at theknicktimeshow.com. You can also listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and everywhere you can listen to podcasts. All right. All righty then. That is our show. We are out of here. And guess what, guys? As always.
Shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube streets. That's our show. We out of here. Peace. Usually Ryan says peace.
Fun, always.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.